Hey YouTubers, it's Audrey from the Kurt's Corner, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a mini tapestry. For today's project, I will be using my Martha Stewart Knit and Weave Loom Kit, and my favorite yarn from my sponsors, Lion Brand Yarn. Be sure to check out their website here and grab some yarn for your projects. To begin our project, I assembled my Martha Stewart Knit and Weave Loom Kit, and I created a small rectangle for a miniature-sized tapestry. I used 8 pegs, and to begin I'm going to use this Lion Brand Baby Soft brand. I'm using white, and the weight of this yarn is 3, so it's a lightweight yarn. This is best when creating tapestries. So to begin, I attached the yarn to one of the pegs on each end and just go in a back and forth motion, wrapping it around each of the pegs until you reach the end and then tie it off. Here I'm using an easel to steady my work so that I don't have to lay it flat. You can just lay it on a table or on your lap. It's however you prefer to create your tapestry. The next yarn I'll be using is the Woolies Thick and Quick, and this weight is a 6, so it is a heavier, bulky sized yarn. So what we're going to do to start is we're going to thread our tapestry needle and put a good amount on there, and we're going to start by going in front of, behind, in front, behind. So that's the pattern that you're going to follow, and you're going to continue to do that all the way through, alternating forward and backwards. So we're going to pull through a good amount of this first yarn, that way we can go back and forth a few times. So you'll see here I'm coming over the yarn so that it wraps around, so basically doing the opposite that I just did, going back in the other direction. So you're going to continue weaving here, and don't do it too tight because you don't want your sides to pull in on your tapestry. You want them to remain taut but a little bit loose so that it doesn't pull the whole work together. So you're just going to continue doing this for a few rows until you're satisfied with the length, keeping a portion at the bottom, not going all the way down to the pegs. And you're going to want to push it down with your fingers to make it straight. So here I'm cutting the ends. Make sure you leave a good amount because we'll have to weave that through the back of our tapestry when we're done to finish it off. And now I'm going to switch to just a different style, different weight yarn. This is the homespun, and it's a 5. So we're going to do the same thing here. This time I'm going to be adding tassels. So I created, I chose a length that I wanted for my tassels to hang on there. What I'm doing is I'm placing it behind 2 of the pieces of thread for my base, and then I'm pulling it through and then putting both ends through and then pulling, just creating basically a simple knot. So you're going to continue doing that, cutting them all at the same lengths. I used 3 strands, and again you just go behind 2, pull up through the middle, and then pull the ends down through the loop that you create, and I'm going to do that all the way across. Now that I have finished that, I'm going to add in some Fun Fur by Lion Brand, and I'm just doing this and creating textures, adding different kinds of yarn to my tapestry. There is no rhyme or reason to the order that I'm going in, although you do need to create a base before you add in your tassels that I just did. That's why I started with the base first and then added the tassels. So here again I'm just weaving in front of, behind, in front, behind of my base yarn, and I'm going to continue doing that until I get a good amount of this Fun Fur on there, which will take a lot because this is a very thin yarn. So continue adding layers of different types of yarn, creating the look that you want, and when you're finished, we're going to take our tapestry and turn it around to the bottom. So I'm lifting the tassels over, and I'm just basically going to remove the pegs. The first one I didn't remove because I had to tie that one off into a knot before I pulled it off the peg, but you'll see when I pull these pegs out, that yarn catches the weaving and it has a nice little finished edge. So this is the back side of our tapestry, and you'll see the ends are finished, and you'll see that little white yarn that we pulled off the pegs. It finished the ends there. So once you've taken the pegs off the bottom, what I'm going to do is now slip them from the top pegs, and I'm going to cut that directly in half. And then we're just going to tie a simple knot to finish our tapestry at the top. So just tie once and twice to create a simple knot, and continue doing that for the rest of your yarn pieces. So once you have finished tying off the top, we are now going to begin hiding all of the ends of our yarn. Rather than tying knots, we're going to weave them into the tapestry. So I'm just going to thread my tapestry needle again, and then we're just going to come up through a portion of the tapestry on the back side of our tapestry, and we're just going to hide those ends. So just go up through the same color of yarn that you're working with and just pull through. Make sure you go through a few of the layers of yarn so that it stays secure, and then we're just going to cut that very close to the base, and then it's now hidden. You can see it's not very visible, so you can't really see it. And again, this is on the back side. Now that we have hidden all of the extra pieces, I'm going to flip back to the front of my tapestry, and I wanted to just do something different, so I'm going to cut this at an angle for all of my tassels so that it's not just straight and boring, and I liked this little, you know, wedge of my tassels. And next I'm going to finish off the top of the tapestry by doing the same thing that we did with the extra pieces, and that is taking those top pieces of yarn and then weaving them back down through the work as well. And after we finish doing all of that, we will cut those pieces as well, and it'll keep everything nice in place for our tapestry. After you finish that, it's time to add on the hanging. If you choose to use a rod or just yarn to hang it, it's up to you. I compromised and actually used half of a chopstick because I didn't have any wooden dowels on hand, but you can use wooden dowels that you could get at a craft store. You could use a tree branch, some sort of a decorative key, anything that you want to use to hang it. Or you could attach yarn to either end and just do a simple hanging for your wall. So I just weaved that around and around, front and back, until it was secure, and then just tied it off on the ends, creating a knot, 2 knots, and then cutting it off. And now my tapestry is complete. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Be sure to visit my sponsors, Lion Brand Yarn, at lionbrand.com, and keep crafting. I'll see you next time. Bye.